What's up, my viewers? Welcome to Vibe Tones podcast. On this particular episode, I bring you something special. Before I head into the episode, I would like to introduce myself. You all know me, Mr. P, Mr. Prosper, aka Richana One at all social media platforms. Still on steez, I have make I not use the word interesting. I have a very beautiful and gorgeous princess of Africa with me on this particular date, and I would like to introduce her. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Tell us something about yourself.
Okay, I'm Tanyah Precious. My Instagram handle is Call Me Tanyah, and I'm a student physiotherapist. I'm a pastry chef. I love baking and I'm a fan of music.
What do you bake?
I bake cakes, cupcakes, all the flavors that you want. Chocolate, vanilla, lemon, name it. I can make it for you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I know you've been hearing about this date.
Yeah, I have.
Ultimate grilling date. I have one buzz. I would not call it buzz. This is more of like a reasonable question in our dating space. What do you think about women submitting to their man in a relationship or in marriage?
Well, I think women should submit themselves.
Why do you think so?
Well, because of the community I've grown in, let me say it to my perspective, okay? I've grown in a family, like looking at my mother or the females around me, I've seen them submit to their partners, my mother submitting to my father. So generally it's something that is in me, something that I've been, created, taught, like this is the way, this is what you should do, this is the right thing.
Do you think you're a submissive woman in a relationship?
Yes, as I'm saying it,
I like to think that women like to sound politically correct.
Well, I'm different. Well,
you practice what you preach?
Yes, I do what I say.
Bringing it back to one of our relative questions on social media space, I would like to hear your opinion on this one. Do you think it's a guy's responsibility to take care of his lady in terms of doing petty things that the woman should take care of, like pedicures, manicures, her hair, and her personal well-being necessities? Do you think it's a responsibility for a guy that is in a relationship?
First thing, don't call them petty.
I should not call them petty?
Yeah, they are.
Why?
Because they are not. And okay, let me say, I think it's a guy's responsibility to do that. Because as a man, we know that men are naturally providers. So this is the providing part. You're supposed to, like, we all have duties. As women, we submit. As a man, you provide.
Wait, so you're comparing or you're equating submission to responsibility?
We're just saying the expectations. As a man, you expect your woman to submit. So if I'm fulfilling your expectations, why can't you do so to me too?
So are you trying to say that women should not be able to actually take care of their petty things now? It's as much as the guy saying that, okay, guy that does pedicure and manicure, I'm in a relationship, I want a woman to do it for me too.
It's just like you're wearing glasses that are looking good on you. Is it petty?
Of course.
No, it's not. I think it's just something that It's becoming better petty.
It's still petty.
No, it's not.
It's not a necessity because you have toes already, you have nails. For you to add extra on top, it's aesthetics, you want to be petty.
Well, if a man can do it, I don't see a problem.
Okay.
Exactly.
Would you say women should be able to take care of bills on a date occasionally?
Well, I think women can, but generally we know that men do pay when we go on a date. I feel like the one who initiates the date
should pay for it.
It
makes sense that way.
You get it? Because as a man, if you initiate the date, you ask me out, you can't expect me to pay for it. You planned it, you have to have the budget of it, and you have to pay. What if I can't pay?
Let's remove like first timers from the equation. Let's say that you're in a relationship and you went on a date with your guy, and the bill comes on the table and he's not financially capable to take care of the bill. Do you think you owe the relationship a responsibility of taking care of the bill?
Well, I believe you have to communicate before going on a date. If you know that you are not financial well, why are we going on a date? Like, why are we going anyway? So if you know that your money is not balancing, you have to communicate with your partner. You tell her, you know what? Well, I can't afford this for a while. Let's buy Indomie and eat at home.
I like how you're making it sound so sweet and very unrealistic. Most women, they don't practice this way.
Well, love is sweet. If there's love, everything will be smooth and
that is true.
Exactly. So when you meet someone, how do you know that this is the one for me, this is what I want? Like, how are you sure?
Well, you can't be too sure about knowing if a girl is the one for you. You can only speculate based on the connection you have with the person. For most people, let me use an instance. Let's assume that you and I, we are in a relationship right now. And yes, there's always red flags and green flags in relationship. And I will use my experience with you to gauge my past experience to know if you're really better than the ones I've met so far. If you have crossed the check marks, I mean, you present more on the table more than the ones I've experienced. So obviously, I will use that to gauge if you're actually in the better position to be the one for me. But for most people, you actually take longer time. They like to give themselves time to get to know each other, not to make a rational decision and end up marrying somebody that will break their head in the night. You understand? So, in essence, what I'm saying is the connection has to be there, the understanding has to be there, the communication has to be there. There's so many key factors that most people gauge to actually verify if this particular person is the one I'm going to settle with.
Yeah, I understand. I get you.
Dwelling on the BBL word, I know what BBL is. I don't really know what BBL is, the full form of BBL, but with what we see on social media, it represents G-Wagon. Moving on G-Wagon, do you think body enhancement is a sign of insecurity?
Yeah, I think so.
Because most women that do their body, they say they had confidence in themselves and they did it to prove that they are confident enough to be confident. How would you need confidence to add external confidence on your confidence?
I think it has something to do with insecurities. Because let's say most of the times you'll be trying to fit in. You get it? Because of what's trending at that moment. Like at this moment, we know BBL is trending everywhere. Nanyash. So you get it. So everyone wants that. Even the boys, even you.
Who?
You.
Who is that? I don't want Yash.
Okay, but let's say most of the men they do. That's what they look at. It's the top of the thing. Everyone is paying attention to it. So every woman is just trying. Most of the women try to fit in because they want that attention. They think maybe that person got it because she has nyash, something like that.
That is true.
So they're trying to kind of like a competition. You want what someone else has, so you end up trying to be like her, like you try to match up. You are copying.
Do you think peer pressure influences the act of wanting to fit in?
Yes.
Doing all this BBL for no reason?
Yes, peer pressure plays a great role. I think it's the most, cause looking at it, it's not even about BBL. You know, there are trends to those kind of things. At some point, people wanted girls or people were light-skinned.
That is true.
Everyone was trying to bleach their skin to
true.
be light because they felt like the light color was favorable, you know, because people were attracted to the people with light skin. So people were like, if I am light-skinned, I'm going to, you know, get the attention that I desire. So I think peer pressure, like what's happening in the trend,
plays a big role.
Yeah, it does play a big role. It
Well,
does.
so far so good on this date. I've been able to learn from you, from your own worldview and opinions. I still have more questions to ask you.
You can ask, Mr. Ishana. Ask.
Should women shoot their shot first, and why?
I say no,
Why?
because I believe that men tend to take advantage if women shoot their shot first. Because generally, men put an effort to get a girl they want. They see the girl they want and they put effort, like, I'm going to get her no matter what. So now knowing that this girl wants me, even though they're not interested in that person, they'll be like, easy come, like, I should just take this. And then they tend to hate women taking advantage of their love.
How do men take advantage of women that hit on them first?
They don't put the effort, like they don't maximize their effort.
Which effort is that?
Like maybe you don't give her attention, you know, you're not available. You know that this person is already down for you. You don't need to impress. You know, even if you tell her, this, I'm not available, I'm what, she's just going to be there because she was dying for you in the first place. Like she wanted you. So you don't put the desirable efforts that men normally put for the person they want first.
Well, on this particular question I asked you, I have something to actually chip in. I agree on you 50%. I believe it's 50-50 because most men, they don't really necessarily take women that comes to them first for granted. In fact, most men wish that women can be bold enough to come and express themselves first, you know. And men who are men in their masculine traits, they actually appreciate these women and they take care of them properly. I am one of them. Let me leak a secret. I've not actually asked a girl out before in a relationship. Most women I've dated in the past, yes, they come to me, and I don't see that as a way of trying to take advantage of somebody or using it as weakness. I see it as someone who knows what they want and they are bold enough to come outside and get it. If you're a man, I will say this. I don't care if you come after me. If you want us to fight, I will send you location. If you're a man and the woman comes to you and she expresses her feelings and somehow you take the feeling for granted, it means that something is wrong with you somehow, you know. And I believe in karma is vice versa. Obviously, such man is going to witness the same thing when they are trying to pursue other women too that they have interest in, you know.
Yeah.
So let me not go too deep on men before they will come after my life.
Okay. I guess it's a 50-50
It's a 50-50 thing. Most we agree, most we disagree. And I would like to tell women to come out, shoot your shots. Carry that gun and shoot your shots. Not the gun of real gun, relationship gun. Carry it, shoot that shot. If the person rejects you, a no is a no. Keep it moving. If the person takes you serious, you might be. There's some relationships that grew into marriage and the women in the relationship made the first move. There's nothing wrong in making the first move. You know, society have made it look like men should make the first move. But let me be sincere with you. Some men can make the first move and still take you for granted too.
That's true.
In fact, that is most of the cases we see in our today's generation.
Okay, so I have a question for you. So do men take the issue of body counts seriously, like soul ties, or they just indulge in sexual activities and they don't care about how deep this issue actually is?
Are you saying this from like a man perspective? How does men see women who have high body counts?
Let's say I need both. Like, how do you see it and how do you take it for yourself?
This is a personal attack.
Well, I just want to hear your point of view since this is our date.
Okay. Well, let me say from my own view, I don't dwell much in trying to know women's sexual history. But body count actually matters, because if you're in a relationship with someone who has gone through so many men by 50 Cent, there's a lot to deal with. Let's say that a guy is trying to date a girl who has dated at least 50 men. Because women date these days, they don't waste time. They date like thread, they move on, they date another one. They don't waste time for anybody again. Gone are the days when women, we break up in a relationship and they will take like 4 months, 5 months, sometimes 2 years to actually heal. Nobody is wanting to heal again. We just want to count scores. If you can do it, I can do it, and we are moving on. So if we are talking on that, if a man is dating a woman who has been through too many relationships or have a high body count, you have to deal with she having some emotional traumas, so many damages, so many corrupt mindset, because those men, they will still instill something in you. There's no way you will go through 50 men and you will not learn something different, be it good or bad. So it matters in a relationship. I wouldn't date someone who have dated 50 men. If I found out, thank you for your service.
Okay. So how do you view it from your side?
I just said how I view it from my side. But if we're talking about spirit ties, like intertwining spirits, yes, sexual intimacy, if we are talking about it from spiritual world, it has something to do with you mixing your spirit with someone else. So, but this question is directed to women, so it should be women concerned wanting to know if these many men that they want to go through, how is their spirit going to affect me as a woman? Because at the end of the day, a woman wants to settle down with a man, build a home and a family. So if you believe that, yes, you're going to be promiscuous in sex and you can do what a man can do sexually, and you're missing souls, missing spirits with men, is going to affect your relationship or marriage at the end of the day. You're going to be consigned. Even if you're not, somebody will notice it. Your man will notice it. So, but there's exceptional cases in this, which, let me know is exceptional. What is the word? There's a minor cases in this situation whereby a woman can actually be a prostitute for a long time and decide to change. And that change will be influenced by the man that is destined for the woman. And there's lucky cases. A prostitute can become a good housewife.
Okay.
Yes. This is minor cases. But if we are speaking from majority, when you're used to being promiscuous in the real world, it's going to be hard for you to actually settle down with a man. Even if you settle down, you will want to try something else. You will always want to explore because you've been used to wanting to explore.
That's true.
That is true, Abby.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
We should cheers on this one. I'm coming from all angles. The angles I'm coming from is deeper than deeper life. So, moving on, I actually have one question more to ask you. A final question on this date. What would you do if your man goes to prison for 2 years? You are in a relationship that's been going well. Let's say the relationship has been going smoothly for like 2 years also. And unfortunately, something happened and your man had to go to prison. Would you wait for him to come out, or would you call it a goal and keep it moving?
Well, for me, I believe if it's something that has been going for something like 2 years, it means like it's worth it. It was good. And for something that is worth it, I don't think you should easily give up. I don't think you should give up, because there ain't really plenty.
I'm asking you this question directly.
For me,
would you wait for your man
I would.
that went to prison for 2 years?
If it's worth it.
What will you be doing in the space of 2 years? In the real world?
Well, life does not revolve around relationship. You can be growing, like there's self-growth. Self-growth is needed. Use that time to build yourself, to grow, to be a better version of yourself while you're waiting for your person. I believe honestly, 2 years is not something big.
A lot can happen in 2 years. A baby of 1 year can become 1 year in 2 years.
Well, if you love someone, I believe love is all about patience.
So are you saying in the 2 years span of you waiting, how do you deal with sexual urge? How are you going to control your sexual urge? Are you going to be masturbating for 2 years? You have to be realistic on the table now.
Well, honestly speaking, when you were born, it's not like growing up. It's not like you've been having sex.
Madam,
you
please,
can. 2 years is nothing.
Can you go 2 years without sex?
Yes, I can.
Let's cheers to that.
I can go 2 years.
Viewers, me personally, I do not believe that answer, but this is our opinion. You know, in this generation that we are living in, 2 years without sex.
Yes.
Okay. So 2 years without sex, without entertaining men attention, you're going to wait for your man till he comes back from prison.
Yes. I can do that. As long as there's love.
As long as there's love.
As long as you love the person. Time, it doesn't have to tell anyone.
Won't you visit your man in prison?
I would definitely do that. I would definitely do that. Because, like relationships out there, like, it's not guaranteed that if you move on, you're going to find something solid that you had with your man. So why waste your relationship or trying to be moving on to different men while you had already found what you were looking for? You got what you want, you know what you want, but it just don't stop. And then you decide to give up on it just because you cannot be patient. Well, I believe the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. If you know that my man is okay, like he's good, why not wait than going for something that I don't know, something that might destroy me in that process? You get it?
I get it. I totally see your own perspective now. You know, thank you on this date, Miss Tanyah.
It was nice being hosted.
How would you rate this date on a scale of 1 to 10?
It was a 10. It was, let's say it's a 4 plus 4, which is 8, which means it ate. I like it ate.
Who ate it? You?
We did.
You guys have heard it from my date. I believe today's date was quite interesting. Thank you for tuning in into Vibetones podcast. Subscribe. Our social media handles will be on the screen below. You will know the like, share this video to your friends. Something is wrong with you. Something is so much wrong with you. I'm begging you now in an aggressive way. This is asking. Share this video to your friends. Comment. Drop your comments on the comment section on YouTube. Your opinions are very necessary. Want to hear what you think. Want to hear suggestions of what is going on out there. Like and subscribe. Thank you. See you on the next one.